we go into Black Ops 2, where we will start with the easiest, worst map ever, but we will get into some contention. We will.
Yeah, I know.
But first off, we can start with where we undoubtedly agree. Nuketown Zombies, not only the worst map in Black Ops 2, I would say the worst zombies map of all time. Definitely my least favorite.
Yeah, of like Treyarch zombies.
Of Treyarch zombies.
Because
Obviously,
Advanced Warfare is garbage.
Advanced Warfare.
It's horrible. Great multiplayer.
World War II, like Infinite, like all edges. Anything that's not Treyarch zombies is not good.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but so yeah,
definitely the worst map. I bought the season pass. You know, I was
excited.
I was so hyped. You know, I was like, oh, nice! I get this cool multiplayer calling card, and I'm like, oh, I get a free skin with it too. What a waste!
Oh, new map, and you figure out,
garbage.
Oh, hey, Nuketown Zombies, not good. Nuketown, not made for zombies. Actually, was made for multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, great concept, you know, because they didn't reuse. I mean, they made the map in Black Ops. They reused it in Black Ops 2. They really just like trying to.
They really
pull all the strings to just let it keep going.
Everything out of that they could.
Yeah,
and I mean,
to this day,
great
map.
Yeah,
great map. Some games it plays better than others for different reasons.
Yeah, but
Zombies was not one that it was good.
Zombies is not something Nuketown worked for.
Horrible.
But now here's where we're really, really gonna get into some. Well, actually, no. Next.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can agree on the next one. Hopefully.
Die Rise is awful.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Die Rise is awful.
Hey, you know what? The Wonder Weapon was cool, but it also screwed you over.
Yeah, it's such a cool Wonder Weapon that was like probably put on the worst map possible for it, what it did.
Yeah.
You know how many times I killed myself with that thing? And also, on all maps, to have PhD flopper, that is the best one.
Yeah.
And then they tease you with it by showing you it in the elevator. Mm-hmm. And then you don't get it. Like,
the first time I hated a perk was in that map too. Who's Who? Horrible.
Yeah, Who's an awful perk.
Yeah, like the application makes sense, but just not in that map.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get anywhere? You can't.
Exactly.
It's just like
take Who's Who out. Like, honestly, I think you can make that map way better just by one thing in a remaster. Get rid of Who's Who, replace Who's Who with PhD flopper.
Yeah, the whole map and concept was great, and honestly, even like just the art and everything they had in there, it was great. But
and being up on the roof with like that's a super cool aesthetic.
Between buildings.
Yeah, but
garbage gameplay.
The gameplay was absolutely awful. You can slip off the map by using the Wonder Weapon. Like, I can't tell you how many times I died jumping from building to building.
At least to one person every zombie.
Right, and it's just
bare minimum.
I just didn't want to play it. Like, it was just not a good map. All right, but now here's where the contention starts.
Talk
is because
shit on a good map.
By the way, we will point out we are counting transit as one map. Bus depot, farm, town, and diner we're not really counting because they're just going to be at the bottom anyway because they're just one part of a whole map.
Yeah, and we can all agree that town is the best out of all of them.
Town is the best out of
all
of them. Not that it matters.
All the other ones are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Turns was garbage too.
But yeah, so I have above Die Rise Transit.
Oh, of course he does.
I do not think Transit is a good map. I think you can have fun with it purely because of the size if you play with multiple people. If you play by yourself, it's completely awful, and you just shouldn't play it.
Starting out, I agree 150%. Starting out when the map was first released, it was horrible. But as time came on and you started to actually play it more, did you grind out Transit? Or you played it and you're like, you definitely played it a lot.
I played
but
it
you're
a
like,
lot.
This map just sucks. It's like playing Die Rise. It's like, yeah, I played it a lot. It just sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Every time I played it, I could have fun with my friends on that map purely because of the size and purely because of some of the hilarity of how bad it was.
Yeah.
For me, I think the transportation system is a cool idea. I think it was like the execution absolutely butchered it. I don't think
the aesthetic though was cool.
The aesthetic was very cool.
Was dope.
The aesthetic was very cool. And I also think the Easter egg was one of the weakest of any zombies, mostly because it didn't work half the time.
Yeah. Didn't work. Very long, outdrawn, and the worst wonder weapon in Call of Duty.
Anytime you give a wonder weapon that is perishable, that like just you used it too much, you don't have it anymore.
You should not be able to use a wonder weapon in one round that you spent the whole game getting just for it to break.
Right. Like, and if
like,
if you take away the fact,
again.
Yeah,
it's not even that strong.
Yeah, if you take away the fact that it can break, it's a good wonder weapon if it's infinite. But the fact that it breaks and it's not that strong, it's very frustrating.
But on the bright side, they did redo it and make it better with the paralyzer and buried.
True.
Infinite, and they made it better.
I agree with you.
And aesthetically, it was
if
cooler.
the paralyzer would have been on, if the paralyzer would have been on transit,
Besides
I still wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
But
like I was saying, with at release, it was difficult. But honestly, a lot of people complained about the maps for the reasons that I didn't see. The bus was terrible. I agree, but it wasn't impossible to get around, and it really wasn't even that difficult all around.
It wasn't impossible, and you could get around just by
running.
running.
It's 3 stabs to the denizens, and all you do is literally just jump the whole time because you can't sprint while they're on your head.
Yeah,
you just jump. You can literally make it over the first lava patch, and you'll be completely red. Yes, but you can make it every single time.
Yeah,
and once you get stamina up, it's over. Once you get jug, it's over.
Right.
And all you make it that first time, assuming you don't take the bus the first time, which everybody does.
Yeah. And my complaint was never that it was too hard if you had to travel on foot. It was just that it was too cumbersome. I did not want it. Just broke up the flow of the gameplay so much. Like, I just think the concept of the map was good. I think they should have waited till the technology could really handle the concept they were going for.
Yeah, no, because even on top of that, the whole frame rate drop, it would just happen. Like, you would be completely fine, and you would have someone all the way on the other side of the map, and you guys would be running at 30 frames.
Right.
And it wouldn't be any fun because they just didn't have the power to run the game they wanted. Even on PC, it just didn't happen.
And it's the same reason they had to have the fog. Like, we can't show you all this because... We can't. It's literally impossible.
You get 10 feet in front of you, and that's all you're getting because that's all we can give you.
Exactly.
But it was honestly, I think it was great for the time. It was a great transition. It was like such a big map. I think that was a step in the right direction. You know what I mean?
I think for overall zombies, it was a step in the right direction. I just did not like that.
In terms of making it bigger, more open, and really just trying to split up your team to individually be good as a team to come together at some point later in the game.
But I think they did that better on a map they didn't have to make as big, which we'll talk about later. But then, next,
zombies has gotten better since then.
Yeah. Next for me, which is basically by default, because I don't like Transit, I don't like Nuketown zombies, and I don't like Die Rise. I didn't like all. Mob of the Dead is basically by default the next best map. And I thought it was good, not great. I thought the storyline was really cool, using it like Alcatraz and getting to the next best. So, Nuketown Zombies the worst, then Die Rise the second worst, Transit the third worst, and then this will probably be the first one that I'd say is good. I really liked the Alcatraz prisoner storyline, getting to San Francisco with the plane,
especially us being there before,
because
you've been to Alcatraz.
Because I've been to Alcatraz, I've taken the tour. Like, I used to go to San Francisco.
I've actually never been in Alcatraz because I've tried multiple times, and every time it's always like, oh yeah, we're booked up for 3 months in advance. I'm like, who wants to go here in December? Like, it's freezing cold. That's why I'm coming.
I remember that just all the time. You're like, I tried to go because like my family went.
Yeah.
And like my dad talked to your dad about it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, we took the boat trip, which is cool still, like, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about just how far that guy's swim was. I mean, he was...
And he must have been freezing.
Michael Phelps who? Like,
yeah, right? Like,
crazy.
Bro, put Michael Phelps in Alcatraz and tell him to do that.
No chance. No shot. Out of here.
But no, I mean, especially if you've been to Alcatraz to play it, and it's just a solid map, you know? Yeah. Nothing like crazy good, but it's just super solid.
Yeah, definitely. I would disagree with you a little bit. I don't think it was a great map. I don't think it was a good map. It was half decent. I think it was a little subpar. But a lot of people disagree because some people put this map as their favorite or like top 5 zombies history,
which I completely disagree with.
Garbage.
I think it
can be a top 10. it can be a top 10. But even then, I don't put it there. I would put it like
I
lower.
like this map, and I wouldn't put it at top 10.
Yeah.
I think for me that's just. I think it's a solid, slightly above average map, just right on par with where I think any zombies map should be.
Yeah, the airplane on the bridge is badass too.
It's so
cool.
So cool. But then we go to my second best, because we already established you have Mob of the Dead, then Transit above that. You don't have Transit above Buried, do you?
No.
Okay,
no.
so you have...
Yeah.
So for me, it's Nuketown's the worst, then Die Rise the second worst, then Transit the third worst, Mob of the Dead third best.
Our Mob of the Dead and Transit are just switched.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then next is Buried, which, like you said with the Wonder Weapon, the Paralyzer, basically they just fixed...
You can fucking fly with it, bro.
It's really
it's
cool.
Great.
Yeah. The one criticism I would have of Buried is that it was too easy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 100%.
Because I mean, when you get the Paralyzer,
I played it the first time. I got very high round. I filled up the bank. I put in the hammer, or the thick boy scar.
Yeah, right.
I upgraded it, put it in the locker, and I was just set.
Yeah. Then if you did that every time you played, I mean,
I literally filled the whole bank in the game. Even I think the cap was what, 200K, 300K points?
No, I think it was just 30K. Wasn't it?
No, it was more than that for sure.
Maybe. I don't know. I tried not to use the bank just because I already felt like even without the bank, it was really easy.
Oh, agreed.
And then with the bank, I mean, like... Just,
like what, round 1, like 200K points?
You're set up by round 2.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you lose when you want to lose.
Yeah.
Basically. But that being said...
The only thing to play that map, all you do is... Okay, I took this much out of the bank. I need to put this much back by the end of the game.
Right.
Whenever I feel like dying.
Which is super easy.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about Leroy.
Oh, I think he was fucking cool, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Leroy was so cool. I think the way they used him, it was a little bit, if you played it a lot and you set up a lot, it could get a little bit like cumbersome just like because you've done it before. But I mean, I think Leroy was done well.
I mean,
he was really cool.
He'll pick up a crawler and just hold it
and just hold it for you.
Like
he's like the best teammate ever.
Oh yeah, he actually does it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't let it like kill you while you're trying to figure out an Easter egg.
Yeah, I feel like a big person who really liked him, Michael.
Yeah.
He loved him.
Michael loved Leroy.
He was like, oh man, Leroy's the best. I think he had another name for him too, dude.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember that he had another name. I don't remember what it was, but that was funny.
He was a diehard for it.
Yeah. And then easily, like there's so much better than any other map in Black Ops 2.
If anybody questions this, you're wrong.
Agreed.
You're wrong.
Agreed.
I would debate this is one of the best ever.
Facts. I'm with you. Now, we might not be 100% on where in the top 2 it is, but we both know it's in the top 2.
Oh my god. Okay, if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say, you're horrible.
Okay, if we're talking about favorite.
Okay, favorite. Yeah.
I won't say it's.
But if it's not in the top 2, if it's 3, you did something wrong.
It's not 3. It's 2.
Okay.
For favorite.
Yeah.
But
I'll have mine.
It's Origins. I mean, how could it not be?
Yeah.
It's one of the most well thought out, well executed, and funnest zombies maps.
The execution was just like...
It was perfect.
Perfect. There was nothing wrong with that map.
I mean, solo setup was it took a while. But I mean, even 4-player setup, it took a while. But I liked that. I liked that you had to work for it. I liked how big the map was. Like, that's how you do size in a map. Not like how they did in Transit. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and like me not even being like one of the best zombies players or anything, with time and playing that map more, I was able to solo run and have all the stats built by like 13, 14?
Right.
Which is a lot of work to get done by then, but it's definitely attainable. So if you get better, your skill is rewarded heavily in this map.
For sure.
Because a lot of the things you do, it's a lot of multitasking, remembering where everything's are, or just following a YouTube video like 95% of everybody
honestly,
else does.
That's what I did. Because I was like,
fine, by the way.
that's me with Easter eggs. I'm the YouTube guy because I'm never going to just remember it. Like, I got to the point.
What staff did you use?
Lightning.
Yeah, I know. You know why? Because I used the lightning.
I know.
Yeah. Do you remember how to do it?
Do I remember how to make the staff?
How to do the upgrade sequence?
No. That's another YouTube
Dude.
part for me.
I used to YouTube it. I remember I printed out a picture of the damn piano with the numbers on it, and I wrote down the combo, and I had it right next to my TV because I played it that much.
I know.
I have right next to my
you know
TV.
why I never remembered how to do it? Because you had that printout, and I played with you, and you always did it, so I never had to. But I remember the argument every time. Which one of us is going to get the lightning staff? And basically...
And it was funny because I would say it's probably one of the worst of them.
Bro, looking back now...
But that's why I took it.
Absolutely.
So nobody else would take... I just didn't want the wind staff.
No.
I just did not want the wind staff.
The wind staff is the one you give to like, hey, you suck at zombies? Whenever you're about to get killed, press the right trigger and you're good.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why I like the lightning staff. Like, because I know it wasn't the best
Dude, shooting the charge orb in the air.
It's so cool.
I mean,
like, it wasn't the best, but it was definitely the coolest to look at.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think was the best staff?
Ooh.
Because not in terms of favorite, because we already both established that, right?
Lightning.
But what do you think is the best? Because I know what the best is because I've went to the max round cap you can get in the game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it from you then, because I don't know. I use the other ones so little.
Yeah, the best staff in that is the ice staff.
Is it ice?
Yeah, when you upgrade it, I believe so there's a point in the game where it's like 120 something, 130 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe the max round was like 132, 133 or something like that. But whenever you upgraded it, guns would not do damage to zombies anymore.
Yeah, that
ray gun upgrade it nothing.
That I remember. Like, it got to a point where it's like
kill. That is the only thing that will kill. And the tank could run them over. You could use traps, all that, but you can only do it so much. You run out of points eventually.
Yeah.
The ice staff was the only staff you can use. All the other ones just died off. Yeah, all the other ones just died off.
Yeah.
And the ice staff, even though I didn't use it, definitely the best by far. The fire staff was definitely a good one. Howell can agree to that.
Yeah, I think, because ice, fire, we knew those were the two better ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know to the extent that the ice was really good.
I just didn't want to fight people. I didn't want to fight people for the staff.
Bro,
but I would fight to not give me wind. That was it.
That was the only... I loved it. Also, it was me more being dumb, because at the time I was just like, the lightning looks cool, I want the lightning. That was pretty much me. But then it's funny whenever it's like we would play together with a group of 4 and we're arguing over the lightning staff.
Yeah.
When that's like the one that no one ever argues over.
But everybody agrees. If you have the wind staff, you get the ray gun.
True.
Or swap them because you don't deserve... Because the wind staff is just... Oh, my... It's horrible. What a waste.
It's like... It's just an insult.
Yeah, it was,
like,
a wannabe thunder gun.
You build the whole thing and then it's just like, that's it?
Yeah. I mean, no, it's great, honestly. Just not for a staff.
No.
Staffs were unmatched.
Yeah.
They were crazy.
And the other thing about Origins, like the 4 elemental weapons, like it really set up for them to do more things along those lines in future maps.
Yeah, they did it on a ton of different maps.
And with that, I think it's a good segue to go right into a game where they did it in a lot of maps.